And we are back. 5:13 is the time. And our developing story, of course, this morning is the return of those two Bay Area journalists that have been held captive under arrest in North Korea. They're returning this morning. Two live pictures here on the left-hand side, an interior shot of that hangar at Burbank Airport, where we'll see them arrive here at 5:30. And on the right, a close-up view of the podium. You see the microphone there? Each one will step up to the microphone and share some comments with us this morning. We're going to bring it all live to you. But as we speak, you know, those two journalists on their way, they were on that private jet that was chartered by former President Bill Clinton. He's the one who went out there, met with North Korean leaders, and basically negotiated their release, although many think the deal was done well before the former president made his trip. But in any case, he was the one that went out there and secured the release, their pardon, and they're bringing him home this morning. Again, those two journalists work for San Francisco-based Current TV, founded by former Vice President Al Gore, and he is expected to be at the airport this morning among the crowd there to greet the two when they arrive. As you might imagine, it should be an emotional reunion with family and friends after the two women were pardoned by North Korea's leader. The journalists were arrested, you might recall, near the North Korean-Chinese border back in March, and were quickly tried and then sentenced to 12 years of hard labor. And this is video shot late yesterday. There you go. There are the two women, Yoon Lee and Laura Ling, boarding that private chartered plane with former President Bill Clinton to begin their long trip home. There you see the former president at the top of the stairs. They're welcoming him on board the aircraft. We have reports that obviously there was a lot of crying on the plane as the two women were on their way home. In fact, we also heard from the husband of one of the reporters. Here were his comments as he spoke at the airport this morning.
I cannot wait. It's been, about 140 days, and so, we are obviously overjoyed that she's going to be back here. So thank you very much.
And administration officials stressed that former President Bill Clinton's trip was strictly a private humanitarian mission, did not include talks on international issues such as North Korea's nuclear program. And let's go back out. We've got live pictures courtesy of KTLA TV. They have a chopper up above looking down at that hangar. And again, we're going to keep an eye on this. And as soon as Laura Ling and Yoon Lee make their appearance in that hangar, we will bring it all to you live here on the KRON 4 Morning News. All right, from here, let's move on to, well, an update now on some fires that are burning this morning. Fire danger remains high in parts of Northern California, and fire crews are battling several fires at this hour. In fact, we've got video this morning of a fire burning near Redding. You can see, obviously, it's raging still at this hour. Officials say they're focusing on the fires burning in the Shasta Trinity National Forest now. The fires are believed to have been caused by lightning strikes over the weekend. Thousands of acres have burned so far. No word yet on what, if any, containment they've been able to develop around these fires, but we'll let you know. All right, at 5:16, we're also following our local forecast here. A live look outside this morning. Still fog in the air, that cool ocean breeze still with us. But there is that chance we might actually see some lightning, too, as soon as tomorrow. Drew Harmon following all that. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, James. Yes, indeed, we do have a small chance of seeing some a tiny storm. It's a system that's been sitting offshore for a day. And at the coast, temperatures will be sticking just about 60 degrees. Right now, let's get a check on traffic and say good morning once again to George Rags.
All right, thank you, Drew. We're getting word, here, a little confusion in the traffic center because we've got some breaking news to tell you about. We're just getting word. We're telling you about it because initial reports came into the California Highway Patrol of the possibility of a plane crash in American Canyon. Now, this is just south and a little east of the Napa County Airport. And there were reports that someone first saw a fire here in the vicinity of American Canyon, just a little west of Highway 29 and about 2 miles south of Highway 12. And then subsequent checking confirms that there was a plane that possibly took off out of Napa Airport. Radar contact was lost with it from Oakland Center, which is where these flights are followed. It's called departure control. And once communication was lost, then reports of the smell of smoke and the smell of fire started coming in. And we are getting confirmation now that the Sheriff's Office, CAL FIRE, and the CHP are all reporting that a plane is down. Initial reports indicate that it might be a 4-passenger Cessna high-wing airplane, and no word of who might be on board. But again, there are crews responding to this location here just west of Highway 29. Now, we do understand that there is no impact on traffic. That was the report from the Sheriff's Office, so it's not likely to affect the commute on 29 in the southbound direction. We will be getting initial word, though, and and we do have crews en route in the westbound direction. And again, just to repeat, we did get word of a plane crash of a small light aircraft that crashed in American Canyon, just a little bit west of Highway 29 and southeast of Napa County Airport. James?
All right, George, we'll be following the latest with that. Thank you very much for the update. Also making headlines around the Bay this morning, San Francisco police have made another pot bust in the Sunset District. This one happened at a home on 40th Avenue. 5 people in all were arrested. Police say this wasn't just a pot-growing operation either. They also confiscated more than a pound of methamphetamine, crack, and powder cocaine, and semi-automatic weapons. And in Alameda County this morning, the sheriff's office there says they have more than doubled the agency's previous record for finding marijuana plants in a single year. This on the heels of a discovery Monday of more than 11,000 plants. Deputies say they have seized about 75,000 marijuana plants so far this year. Last year, the Alameda County deputies set the agency's previous record by finding about 30,000 marijuana plants across the county. All right, 5:22 is the time. Again, following the latest out of American Canyon this morning, George Rask just broke the story to us. A possible, well, at this point, I think it's a confirmed airplane crash just off of Highway 29 there, south of Highway 12. We're going to follow the latest with this and have more details as it becomes available. Keep it right here on the KRON 4 Morning News. And we are back. The time is now 5:25. Breaking news to report to you this morning. George Rask just a moment ago told us of a plane crash apparently now in American Canyon. Let's bring this map full screen so you can get a better idea of where we're looking at here. The plane went down just south and east of Napa County Airport. So as you can see here, it's just west of Highway 29 and south of Highway 12. This plane apparently left Napa Airport there at about 4:35. Shortly thereafter, it dropped off of radar. And so they were looking to find out where it went. And then at 4:43, the CHP got reports from drivers on 29 saying they saw flames up there in the foothills just west of the freeway. They went out there, they took a look, and lo and behold, they did find the wreckage of what appears to be a small light aircraft, possibly a Cessna. At this point, we do understand Napa Sheriff's deputies, the CHP and CAL FIRE, are on the scene there. And the specific location here, they're at the Paolio Loop at the end of Watson, up in the hills there. So they're out there right now battling the flames, getting the situation under control, and obviously will begin an investigation. But that's the word this morning, a small plane crash here in American Canyon, a plane that had departed from Napa Airport. The crash being reported at about 4:43 this morning. We've got live crews on the way there. We'll hope to get a report from them coming up shortly. In the meantime, the other major story that we're following this morning comes out of Southern California with a Bay Area connection here. We've got live pictures from Burbank Airport to show you, where this morning we are awaiting the arrival of San Francisco journalists Una Lee and Laura Ling. Both of them work for Current TV, that television station here founded by former Vice President Al Gore. He is also expected to be at Burbank Airport this morning. These shots courtesy of KTLA. They're high above in their helicopter now, awaiting the arrival of both of them. They'll be arriving inside of a hangar there on the right side of the screen. We'll have live coverage of it all coming up on the other side of this commercial break. Stay with us.